So this answer to how do you stay motivative is very counterintuitive, and it's probably going to get some people upset, but some people that are going to listen to this, they're going to understand what I'm trying to say, and it's probably going to impact the rest of their life and very deeply, profoundly change who they are. So I am a business professor, and I think about this all of the time. Staying motivated is this idea where you need to be working all of the time. And my answer to how do you stay motivated is you don't. You just stop. Don't pay attention to how do you stay motivated. And why do I actually say that? I want you to really deeply think about what is driving you to even think about motivation, and what does that mean to be motivated? Why are you actually doing this? Often there is a profound sense of guilt. There is a profound sense of I'm not good enough. There's a profound sense of all of this tension that's built up inside. And usually it's driven, this idea of motivation, it's driven by pressure from somebody else. Maybe it is somebody that you're working for. It's your boss that tells you you're not motivated. Maybe it's a parent. Maybe it is yourself, where you're reflecting on what everybody else is doing in society. And there's this message that is being sold. Go onto social media, go into the newspapers, talk to your neighbors, talk to anybody, that if you do not have a house, a car, and all of this wonderful things that we currently can possibly get access to, then that means that you are somehow unmotivated. And that means that you are somehow problematic. And that means that you are the problem. And the problem that is driving you, you're going to think about this. It's got to be something that's going on up here. And this is the problem. This is not right. But I'm going to tell you, the problem is actually this, what is going on. It's a more profound, deeper thing. It's your heart. And hopefully you can see that. It's a deeper thing than simply just rationalizing your way to thinking about being motivated. If you are interested and you're excited and you want to get up and you want to do things every day, you don't worry about motivation. It happens naturally in terms of you being excited. This idea that we have to push through things and get to the other side, that's a really profound thing. There's often things that require a great deal of work. And there are things that are not that fun to do. But there are many things that you can turn around and make it into something that you would just never imagine it to be work. And how we classify things and define things in our mind of this is what it means to do work and this is what it means to not do work, that's your mind, that's your heart thinking that some things are not worth the time, some things are somehow problematic. And I want you to take a deep dive in terms of thinking about how I can change this where I am in charge, where it's no longer anybody else that is telling me that what I'm doing is a problem, that it's actually inside. And I want you to let go of some of those things where you feel like you're a problem. Now listen, there are many things in this world that require you to spend a great deal of time where it takes from you to get from here to there. And it might take 10 years, it might take 20 years. Building a home, for example, and paying off your home and doing all of those kind of things that you're thinking about, and having a fancy car and all that kind of stuff. It takes 30 years by the time that you can get there, if you're lucky. It takes a great deal of time where you've done a lot of things that are right along the way. You've stayed away from things that would cause you to to sort of lose track of where you're going, like smoking and drinking and, all of that kind of stuff that is very human. But I want you to think about, what does it mean to get to there? And if you are thinking that you're unmotivated, it's probably because you're thinking that you need to be there right now. And the problem is that you're not going to be there right now with many of these things. Many of these things are a slow step-by-step process that get you to where you need to get to. And in order for you to actually get there, you need to do the things that are good for human beings. We know taking some amount of breaks, we know that eating healthy, all of these kind of things are very important. And I'm not going to list all of these things because you can look them up. They're easy. They're easy to understand, but they're very important for us as human beings to get there. And so what does that mean? In order for you to stay motivated, is that you really need to change this heart. You need to change what is going on there, where you naturally want to go there. So let's say you were digging a hole. Digging a hole is a painful thing. But if you turn it into a game, if you turn it into something that you love to do, I told the story a few days ago that there was this guy, they called him the ketchup man, that built our house a long time ago, my family's house a long time ago, and he whistled every day. And this whistling, yeah, it was slow, it was wasteful, it was a problem, all of those kind of things. But was it? This allowed him to be interested and have fun with the work that is generally mundane and difficult to do. Building homes is a hard thing to do. So I want you to look at how you can change what is going on inside and shedding some of that guilt. And I know it's hard to do. This is a lifelong process of shedding guilt and being okay. So this problem, and the reason why I talk about it on this channel, this is a problem with PhDs and PhD students and professors. And there is this idea that you're never good enough. There's this idea that you're the problem, that you don't work hard enough, all of these things. And the truth is, it's the system that's often the problem, but we can't change that system, right? We can't get in and we can't, hire a bunch of individuals. If you want to work harder, right? This is the thing, okay? How I want you to think about this, and I think about this a lot, right? CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, you would think that they should work nonstop and it would be unbelievable amounts of work because they have 50,000 people that are answering to them. That's a big number of people, right? Any of us would say, oh crap, how do you manage 50,000 people? The truth is they don't. They change the structure, they change the system, they change how it actually operates so that they themselves are not doing everything. And the structure is actually doing all of it. And what they're doing is just answering to a few things. Now, don't get me wrong, they work hard, but they still get breaks. They get time to talk. They get time to have coffees. All of those things, those are important breaks, and those are important for human beings to live a healthy lifestyle so that they can make good decisions when the time comes. And I want you to take that step back and think about, this was a profound moment when I started thinking about this. It's like, I don't need to work all of the time. It's actually the system that is somehow failing us and making us think that we need to work all of the time. And so what do we need to do? We need to change the system. Now, changing the system is really hard to do, and we can't do that on ourselves by our own. But we can change what's going on here. We can change the guilt that is going on. I have a lot of internalized guilt all of the time. I feel very guilty all of the time for not working, for not writing. I feel that I'm a problem all of the time. All of those things I'm talking about. And it's a lifelong journey for me to let go of some of those things and say, I'm good. I'm okay at this moment. We need to just be a little zen and let go of some of those things and then move on. I want you to think about that. If you change this, you change what is going on here, you often naturally want to get up and get excited and do things. If you change the nature of the work, where you turn it in your mind from work to play to goofing around to being silly, all of a sudden it's not so bad anymore. All of a sudden it feels okay to do it. You're no longer making a bunch of hard decisions and wrestling and gritting your teeth to get there, but it's fun. And I want you to think about how you can design and think about your life where you shed a lot of the stuff that you're feeling so that you feel okay at any given time. And you never worry about motivation because it naturally happens. All right, take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.